think it's important when I'm working with new advisors or people that are trying to get into this space is to remember that this is not a cookie cutter type of industry. And I think when you are working with pre-retirees, you should look at everything as a whole and keeping your planning specific to that particular client. And I think sometimes people miss that. They try to create one plan that fits all, and in our industry, that's not the case. And I think that's what makes an advisor a good advisor, a great advisor, when they're looking specifically at the needs of the client, when you're doing comprehensive, holistic planning based on their lifestyle, because it's different for each person. When you're looking at their expenses, when you're looking at the life that they want to lead later, I think it's important to emphasize how important it is for you to think about the client as a whole, rather than just being, creating a one-size-fits-all.
And I think it's important for advisors to really think through the lens of the client. Mm-hmm. Pretty much anyone moving towards retirement cares about Social Security, they care about Medicare, they care about maybe Medicaid. There's these topics that traditionally we weren't taught, perhaps. These weren't part of the onboarding curriculum for advisors, so you really have to go out of your way sometimes to dig deep into the things they really care about. I would say you'd have to do the things that others won't do so you can be more valuable than most are. And that could be things as simple as self-study. It could be getting really comfortable with like tax returns and helping explain that in a way where even a 5-year-old can understand it. But I've found that if you can just figure out how to go deep on these topics that people care about, it makes it so much easier for them to rely and trust in you on all the other things. So I'd say just do what others won't. Study, learn that tax return, and figure out how to make it simple and digestible to the folks you're chatting with.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I believe someone new in this business or who's going to start working in a new market like this is going to have to be intentional and deliberate in how they build their experience bank. Some experiences on the job and in front of clients, but also formal credentialing through like programs like the American Colleges, RICP, and other specialist designations. If you do so much study work on your own reading, but also formal education and credentialing, you will build, in my opinion, a confidence to where you're unconsciously competent in front of a client versus being consciously competent. You just go there and you talk to them and you work. And that's why things like at the American College are so important, that they get credentialed and educated in these techniques.
That was a tongue twister too, Scott. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And I know for myself, having the designation, especially the RICP designation, it did give me confidence.
Sure.
I understood the importance of making sure that I talked to my clients about creating multiple buckets of money, making sure that they've created a floor in their retirement. And I don't think without that designation, I would have felt comfortable covering topics unless I did a lot of research. So it was there. And whenever you get a designation, it does make you feel more competent in your field of study.
It also shows the clients that you're committed to that discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as important it is to be tactically proficient, it's even more important to truly help identify what someone cares about and build a yellow brick road to help them accomplish it. So by being unconsciously competent in the X's and O's and the knowledge part, you can then really tune into the human part.
That's a great point.
So when you marry the technical and then also the soft skills, I think that leads to the best possible outcome for clients.
That's great, because it is a way of getting more comfortable, and then you become less tense in the client meeting because, like you said, you're connecting the human to the technical. That was a great point.
And I think clients appreciate that. I think they appreciate that you went through the trouble of making sure that you put some work in to make sure that you're doing what's in their best interest.